Well, good morning. This is the second day, and we are in Pecos, Texas. And I think I mentioned yesterday that our favorite place for Huevos Rancheros is here in town. So we'll be driving there. We're just getting off Highway 20. It's about 37 miles, I guess, from the campground. And we noticed the gas up off the freeway when we got was up 30 cents from just where we had gotten on the freeway. So, and we do need gas. We're hoping in town it's down a little lower, that not such a captive audience and people getting off the freeway and filling up.
No, hopefully our little spot's gonna be open and we'll tune you back in from there.
Yeah, or when we get closer, I'll turn it back on. But there's a good Mexican restaurant right here, little food trucks, and right here to the left. And that restaurant's not a bad backup restaurant. It's not as good, but it works in a pinch. I've had to go there a few times when the other one was closed. But anyway, that's $3.69 here.
It's more expensive in town.
Wow. Oh, gas. As you know, this is right when
All the prices are going up.
because of the Ukrainian situation, Moscow or Russia invading, Putin invading Ukraine. So, I guess we'll just have to deal with it.
Yep.
All right. Well, heck, might as well keep it rolling. We're going to be turning here in a second. Oh yeah, one of the things I was going to say is that our first two nights and maybe I said this already, but the first two nights are in campgrounds because they're long. Yesterday was about 390 miles. Excuse me. And so yesterday was 390 miles, and then today I think it's like 357 miles or something. And then pretty much the rest of the trip, we don't have a specific itinerary. We have kind of an outline of places that we can hit. But the driving, for the most part, is only going to be maybe 100 miles. Most of the days would be a top. A lot of them are going to be like 50, 60 miles. And maybe a couple 200s. But the fall trip, we did about 8,000 miles, very close to 8,000 miles. And this trip probably will be right around 3,500 miles. So a lot less driving over basically the same amount of time. So our restaurant is coming up here.
Today's miles are mostly going to be on big interstates.
Yeah.
So won't be all that interesting.
Basically I-10.
There's our spot.
Here's our sign.
Next to the funeral home.
Panaderia Diana is the name of the place. And it's open.
Está abierta.
Alright, so this is Panaderia Diana. It's not a whole lot to look at. It's pretty plain inside. Just the order at the window there and they bring it out to you. And this is the eating area. The other side is the Panaderia. The wall's been kind of interesting with all the stuff up on it. But this is inside the restaurant. Alright, so this is the food. And I am going to show you something here. I'll have to use the telephone. Whoops. All the signs in here are in Spanish. There is no English except order here, which is interesting. And I don't speak Spanish. Fortunately, Carol does. So, anyway, that's just so you know. Alright, so this is the sign to Panaderia Diana. And actually, we just walked out and we're done. You just see the area. So there's a funeral home right next door. This is on 3rd Street in Pecos. So there's the funeral home. And then when you come up to it, you kind of see this. It's a little breezy. Hopefully it's not too bad, and I don't have a mic hooked up. I'll just say that this time I don't think it was as good as it normally is. It's still pretty good, but normally it just knocks your socks off. But today it was, I don't know if they had a different cook, something's going on. And the place has changed over the years. I'll talk about that a little bit with Carol.
Okay, so we're still in Pecos, and I mentioned, I was just telling Carol that I mentioned to you that it maybe wasn't as good as it normally is. It's so good normally that we'll definitely make sure we come back through here the next time we're in this part of the country, because it is excellent when it's excellent. So, but it was still good. I mean, it wasn't terrible. You know, it wasn't like it was bad or anything. It just wasn't quite as good as normal. I will say, too, we're going to go back up to the freeway since gas is basically the same or more down here as it was. Did it say no right, Karen?
No.
As it was up at the freeway. But we had a little development last night with our heater. Don't know what's going on, but it was blowing the fuses every time it would come on. I did, and probably not the best thing. I'm going to call my mechanic and see what he says. We put in a little, it's 7.5 amp. We put in a 10, and it ran fine. I don't recommend doing that, but it was cold. It was like 37 last night, 36, something like that. So, anyway.
Not inside the camper.
Not inside, no.
50, but that's pretty cold.
Pretty cold when you have to get up and down and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to call my mechanic and see what he has to say about it. And we don't know, you know, maybe we were hooked up to electric. Maybe there was something wrong with that. You know, I'm not an electrician. I don't know that much about that. So, anyway, that's...
But we're down to one 7.5 size fuse. So we'll pick up some more of those today.
Well, I thought we'd go ahead and turn the camera on, give you a little bit of a look of West Texas. It gets kind of cold out here, so...
And windy.
And windy. Probably about as windy as it did when we were in Wyoming.
Yeah. And at the sand hills, you can get sand blasted.
Well, good morning. We're on our third day now, and we got into Rockhound Park yesterday, Rockhound State Park here in New Mexico, and met up with our friend from Abiquiu, so I didn't do any video. But I thought what I would do is show you these absolutely gorgeous mountains here off from Rockhound. Here behind this hill are just absolutely gorgeous. As for the park itself, I guess if you were a hiker it would be a lot better, but for me it's sort of spread out a lot. So the only restroom for us is right over there in the center, and that's just one of those kind of vinyl outhouses. And quite honestly, it looks good. It doesn't look that close right now, but there's no direct way. You have to walk all the way down there to the bottom of that hill and then back up to get to it. And then the other bathroom, same thing. You have to walk all the way down this hill. And then it's where that one solo tree is over there, the pine tree or whatever. And yeah, so I suppose if you had if you're self-contained, it's fine, but for us, we're, you know, we have to use a restroom. It's quite a ways down there. But there are lots of cacti. Lots and lots of cactus here. Alright, well, we're going to be here at Rockhound a little bit while. We're going to be here at Rockhound for a while. We're going to probably have some breakfast and then actually get some showers. We're probably not going to, maybe 7 days, maybe even up close to 10 before we hit an area where we normally get showers. So anyway, then maybe we'll see you on the next video. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.